everybody, and welcome back. This is a difficult video for me to have to make. I have gone to my PCP, my primary care physician. I've been to the orthopedist, my neurologist, and I have had MRIs done, X-rays, all that good stuff. And if you've seen my recent videos, you may have noticed that my posture has become atrocious. Well, it was already bad, but this is atrocious. And what has happened is my spinal issues have gotten much worse. I am in constant pain. I have difficulty bending over, sometimes reaching for things as such. And since my stroke, which hasn't helped anything, I also have someone that comes in, and on my really bad days, as you have met Emma for before, she's not only my Hanai, which is a Hawaiian term for bringing in somebody who is not blood and having him bring them in as family. So I see her as Hanai, my little sister, younger sister. And I talked to her, and she was willing to come in and be paid help for me. So that's why she pops in and out of my videos these days, and she's coming over to assist me. Anyway, with that in mind, folks, it's very hard for me to have to say I am forced into retiring due to physical issues. But retiring dog training one-on-one due to I'm just simply not able to be physical as I once was. I will continue making videos though with my own dogs, and I may be leaning more towards instruction on how I get my dogs to do whatever the subject matter is at the time. I want to share something else with you. Unlike a lot of YouTubers who, after 1,000 viewers, they start getting paid. There's money involved. And for myself, I don't care about any of that stuff, really. I am not a person who's driven by money. The only money that I want is to be able to make sure my animals are cared for, and I'm able to make enough money to feed myself and pay my bills. If anything else comes in, that's wonderful, as I would put it to the side in case of an emergency, like taking my dogs to the vet or something of that nature. But I'm not one who is money driven. And if you've noticed, my home is very simple. Actually, my home is not up to code because it was a hand-built cabin in the woods. So not in the woods, but in the forest, a jungle. Not so much a forest, but it's more of a jungle. I am surrounded by 250 square acres of forest land. And why do I remain here when things are so hard? Well, it's because I have my dogs. If I were to go and rent out someplace in the city, most of them do not allow animals, even though they're often laden with termites and cockroaches and other creatures, which is very common around here. I would rather stay here and be able to be with my dogs and my cats and my chickens, live independently, and be surrounded by the things that I love, rather than go through all of that. Now, if you're wondering what that noise is in the background, that is somebody with money who has come in and is building a house up from the ground up. and so you'll hear a lot of noise like this in my next few videos. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I will continue making videos. I will start sharing more information, usable information with you guys on how I get my dogs to do a lot of the things that I get them to do. Um, and I will talk with you more about pack dynamics and, overall training, relationships as such. And I will actually show you, I won't withhold any information. Um, People need to know this stuff, and people do not understand how much harm they're actually doing to their dogs due to the fact that they, without realizing it, they treat their dogs very much as objects, as toys, rather than true companions. And, they don't understand how a dog's mind truly works. And we have been brainwashed through the media and people like Zach George to think that our dogs are somehow fuzzy wuzzy little fluff balls that, uh, you know, are just here for us. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. Now, there are people have bred them in such a way, like the toy breeds, you know, where they're basically mindless little whatevers. Um, but the type of dogs that I personally have, and I work, well, until today, that I have worked with, that's not the type of dogs I work with at all. The ones I work with are intelligent, often self-directed, and as such. And when you have these kind of dogs in a pack, um, the way you approach things is nothing at all in any way as it would be if you only had one or two dogs. So I'll be talking about that sort of thing and many other subjects. If you have anything in particular that you would like me to talk about and share my experience with, please let me know in the comments below. Even now as I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm in a great deal of pain with my back, and I will also be, in my videos, I will be showing you me working with my dogs, and I think I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again. And I will show you the techniques that I use for each individual dog in hopes that you might be able to use some of this information. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. And I will talk with you real soon in my next video. In the meantime, aloha from Hawaii.